All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Kiram Gaming on May 27th, 2025. This is the gaming live stream instead of the political live stream. uh, Hopefully, you guys enjoyed my live broadcast this morning covering the visit of King Charles the Third, who is our official head of state here in Canada. It's been a long time since we've had the monarchy out to perform this action. Normally, it's done by the Governor General, who is appointed by the Prime Minister here in Canada, and who is one of a few people who are the official representative of the monarchy here in Canada. Overall, I think it was a very good visit, and I think well deserved. I think it has stirred up quite a bit of patriotism amongst Canadians, given us a little bit more of a kickoff or a little bit more jump in our step with regards to where we're going with our nation. I think it's quite welcomed by Canadians, considering that our parliament has been prorogued since last December. That means the brakes are put on legislation and new policy. So now that we have a certainty and a direction, we can finally move forward and try to make Canada diverse and wonderful again. So I'm looking forward to it. I would have to say in the past, I don't know, several months, it's been kind of freaky, especially when we went and got prorogued. But hey, we're back in the saddle. We're raring to go. So there's a lot of interesting things that has been occurring since prorogation. Between Justin Trudeau when he left, even though he stepped down as prime minister, or had prorogued, right, and he was on the way out, he was still getting on business jets going across the country, going across the world, trying to build those relationships. As soon as Mark Carney got in, he was doing the same. So I think it's great. Even though most people say, well, we're going to get the same, maybe some policies will be similar, but Mark Carney is a different personality type, and I think Canadians are going to figure that out. People just have to listen to what he says and how he does things, follow what he does, and you'll notice that he is a different person, different mannerism. I'm pretty sure he'll take a different approach with driving Canada forward so that the world can continue to get more maple syrup. Anyways, we're not going to cover politics because we did that this morning. You guys can check my live stream. Most of it I watched, but I did make some key point educational comments here and there through the live broadcast on CBC. So we are back. I am getting up the speed here with regards to Farming Simulator 22. Precision Farming got an update. We got some new equipment that was added in, apparently. I'm going to just take a moment to watch DJ Goham's video. I think I'll bring that up on the screen with us, I guess. Let me see if I can do that somehow. I'm going to add a browser source. I see. We'll call it DJ. Go ham. Go ham, go ham. Let me go get it to his channel. I'm going to add a browser source in. Because there is something in the video that that I need. Let's go to YouTube. I could probably watch it from here, couldn't I? Yeah, I should be able. I don't need a new browser source. We will just remove that. Go to youtube.com. DJ Go Ham. I hope the audio will come through. Hey, there's Mark Carney. I think that was the video right there. Not sure if the audio is going through though. We'll capture the. I think it's going through somewhere. Is it going through? I'm going to mute my mic.
If you're using precision farming, there are two settings that you need to know about before you do anything else. Newly added after version 1.1 of precision farming, we have the precision farming settings, where we have realistic spread pattern and speed dependent application. They say that the top one, spreaders, do apply a different amount of fertilizer or lime on the outside compared to the inside, and the second one, spreaders apply more fertilizer or lime on the ground if you drive too slowly. What they also don't tell you is if you drive too fast, it applies less. So if you're trotting along with lime at a normal pace, everything's going to be perfectly fine. However, whenever you start to speed up or slow down, well, things get a bit interesting. The slower you go, the more blue it gets. And the same thing's going to be happening with solid fertilizer as well. These days, automatic does not mean automatic anymore. If these settings are turned on, in order to get the perfect amount, you have to go at the working speed that the machine says you should. However, if you got a little Ricky Bobby in you and you want to go fast, or, well, go slow for that matter, if you're using precision farming, there are two settings that you need to know about before you do anything else. Newly added after version 1.1 of
Let's watch from the beginning here.
Precision farming settings, where we have realistic spread pattern and speed dependent application. They
Spearhead.
Say the top one, spreaders do apply a different amount of fertilizer or lime on the outside compared to the inside, and the second one, spreaders apply more fertilizer or lime on the ground if you drive too slowly. What they also don't tell you is if you drive too fast, it applies less. So if you're trotting along with lime at a normal pace, everything's going to be perfectly fine. However, whenever you start to speed up or slow down, well, things get a bit interesting. The slower you go, the more blue it gets. And the same thing's going to be happening with solid fertilizer as well. These days, automatic does not mean automatic anymore. If these settings are turned on, in order to get the perfect amount, you have to go at the working speed that the machine says you should. However, if you got a little Ricky Bobby in you and you want to go fast, or, well, go slow for that matter, well, go for it. Just turn those off, and it is going to be very similar to the way that it was back in Farming Simulator 19 and 22. It is going to be automatic no matter what. So if you're going 20 miles an hour, you're going to be getting the same lay as if you were going 11 miles an hour. There's not going to be a bunch of craziness going on in the middle.
Hello, Psycho Kid.
Same thing applies to the solid fertilizer as well. You can go as fast or, hey, as slow as you want, and it's going to put down the correct amount. Taking a quick look in here, everything on this right-hand side, or the top side of the map, that is...
so overall, you're probably going to want to have the settings off if you're using precision farming.
Blue and then lighter blue on the outside edge, because that is where I enabled it. It comes enabled by default, so do be aware it may reset itself in the middle. So whenever you load into the game for the first time, just turn those off. At least that's what I'm going to be doing. Here's your nitrogen as well. You can see down here at the very bottom, this is the one that we used with the settings turned on, which is the default, according to Farming Simulator, which looks rough unless you're going to perfect speed, but it still doesn't look great. Where up here, we've got everything turned off, and it is nice and smooth, and then when it changes into the new soil type, everything is fine. So when you load up into precision farming for the first time after version 1.1, make sure those are two settings that you look at first. Again, mine are turned off.
All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're probably going to go ahead and turn it off. The only question that I'm not sure about, this is a brilliant video, I will say. Very short and sweet to the point. One question that I have is that if you have them turned off and you stop in the middle of the field, does your lime continue decreasing if you stop in one place? Same with the fertilizer. It was a bit too quick in the video to see that. So I'm assuming that it will stop spreading if you just stop, but you never know. I'm going to have to check that out, test that out, see how that works. But overall, great video, and I'm going to follow his direction, and we're going to shut those settings off because I want to save on lime and fertilizer. I am going to go ahead and pin this video into the comments. Where's the share button? Go. So hit copy. We're going to kick the Edge browser out of here. I'm going to go in and find my chat so that I can go ahead and post it and share it and all that jazz. So, a very good video. Enjoyed it. Oh, give me a sec here. Check out DJ Goham's video on precision farming changes. Whoops. Michael, you distracted me. Good day, sir. Changes. Paste. I'll pin that to the comments on this live. Pin. Don't worry, folks. Over on YouTube Shorts, you're getting your pin as well. And Kick, you are next in the list. I got the pin up. There we go. And we're going to jump over to Twitch. Give you guys a pin as well. Manually remove. There we go. Everybody is in good shape. Looks like the chat's working out just fine. Let's see here. I've been looking for Kiram for 7 billion days. Oh. Wow. Well, you finally found me. Good job. It's like a game of Where's Waldo. All right, golly, let's get into the game. And looks like we got this already installed. Are we updated? Why does it not say update? Let's hit update and let's go. Yeah, we'll turn on my light because it's going to start getting dark. So, yeah, 2 streams today. I got up early, really early this morning, because I wasn't sure when the king was going to arrive. Things started cracking off at 6:30 a.m. my time. So I was prepared and I was getting my stream together. And then once things got going, I started live streaming. So that was good. I also followed Flight Radar for his flight. So we actually sent a plane from our Royal Air Force, basically. And interesting enough, the call tag was ROYL01. So Royal One. So I guess you get Air Force One in the United States, and we have Royal One in Canada. So transponder was on all the way from Ottawa all the way to Brexingham, I think it is in the UK. So very interesting flight. So I got to see the takeoff on TV, and I was tracking it on Flight Radar. Texas hailstone was phenomenal that you shared. That was great. It's a fairly large piece of ice crystal. And we're going to hit back. I go into our careers and load up the game now that we got the updates underway. Yeah, I think stream elements keeps on going. I got also bot tricks going as well. I'm gonna have to get rid of stream elements, I think. I think we'll do that. We'll leave bot tricks in command for today. Let me see here. We are going to I'll do it for 24 hours, I guess. There we go. That is just crazy. 250 miles per hour. A and I family, welcome in. And we are going to put this stream elements on a timeout. Let's just make sure we got this going. Yes, I'm still sorting out like bots. I got sort of 2 bots going. And Nightbot, I really have to get rid of Nightbot. Nightbot is kind of gnarly. I wonder if I can kind of fix that. One sec. Nightbot is like really cruel. It's probably one of the most aggressive bots. Yeah, let's I can always re-add Nightbot later on, but it doesn't seem like I'm doing much with Nightbot. Stream elements, I've just muted. Stream elements isn't too bad. Botrix is fine. There we go. I revoked the moderation privileges of Nightbot. There we go. It's a little interesting bot, I will say, but a little bit too aggressive. So let's see here. I'm gonna pop out this chat because for some reason this chat is not populating into my other main chat. So there we go. But I appreciate the hearts you're sending me, A and I family. So howdy, howdy, howdy. There we go. Actually, you know what? I think I'm just gonna make sure that all my chats are showing up. I still don't trust chat software to do the job. In regards to bots, it probably will work, but I don't want to miss any engagements with folks. Okay, I got kick up manually. Oh, I need Twitch up manually as well. Yeah, we'll put that up there. I have a merged chat which shows up on the screen. But unfortunately, and we will kick that out. All sorts of stuff. Okay, I think we are good to go. I think we're still at 55%. Yeah, so yeah, today was a pretty good day. No, I played with AI a little bit yesterday. I made like a AI animated short where a buffalo turns into a case tractor. And then I decided to go ahead and create a political AI, what do you call it? Video story. So I didn't really think much of it. I thought, well, what would be interesting? So I took Donald Trump, then I took an elephant, and then I said, well, make a story about it. And it came out with the story. I watched it about 3 or 4 times. And then I did a little research, and I didn't know this, but the Republican Party symbol is the elephant. I didn't know that. And then I thought, okay, that shifted my thoughts a little bit on it. And then I thought, oh, well, this Pow World story kind of aligns with how he became president and stuff like that. And there's some stuff in there that's pretty funny. So I had to use stock footage, so the footage isn't great. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to the actual footage on the stream, but just listen to the story. You might get a chuckle out of it a little bit. Unless you're a diehard Trump fan, then you might be outright, offended by it, maybe. I don't know. It's not that bad. There's just some snarky commentary in this story and how the narration goes through. I got a laugh out of it. So I thought it was funny and humorous. Yeah, I just basically put in Trump and a video game called Pow World, which I have been playing, and I put in elephant. I thought, well, because in the game, and I have played Pow World, basically you can take 2 different creatures and you can merge it together and create a brand new creature. So I thought, well, let's go ahead and take two regular creatures from the real world. So one's a person, which is Trump, and then I thought, well, what's kind of an interesting animal? And I thought elephant. So that's how it goes. So Trump, elephant, Power World, and then that's how the narrative went through. It's pretty funny. Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of people that are pretty much scared of Trump. I think because he's like chaotic, he's like chaos in a way, right? Political chaos. You know how you go to Facebook and you got those different attributes? You've got like evil, good, and chaos. And you've got good chaos, evil chaos, and then chaos. And, so he fits into some little category there. Maybe he's considered good chaos. I don't know. Some people would say he's evil chaos. Hard to say. um, but oh well, it's what it is. A lot of frustration with it, but I look at it this way: it's not going to be that way. It's just like a game, and I think I mentioned this the other day. The rules of the trade game has changed, so it just shakens it all up, really. So it's like you take all the rules and you put it into a paper ball, nice and tight, and you throw it into the garbage, and you take out a fresh, brand new piece of paper with brand new rules. The frustration part of it is that so many people are used to how the rules of the game were played, and they become very successful and rich, or very comfortable with how things go with that, right? And once you take that comfort out of there and those rules and successes out, and you throw it out into the garbage can, and you put in new rules, people are a little bit concerned. But everything will adjust, because there's always a way to find a strategy to navigate the new rules, right? You just got to rediscover the cheat codes, essentially. Yep, that's probably the case. Everything passes. Everything is in cycles, really. That's what I believe. Cycles, life cycles. There's always secular. Every point in history, there's always a peak moment where you get to the apex level, and then someone takes a pin and bursts that bubble, and then that creates a reset, and you start working up into a whole brand new cycle. So it's just how civilizations go. So in this case, everything, there's a massive burst. A lot of things are bursting. Housing markets are bursting. Markets are bursting. I don't know. World powers are bursting, right? And then it'll all get worked out in the wash, essentially. So, but there is growing pains. I do recognize that people are struggling. There are people that are frustrated. There's people that are probably not in the best shape to get through some of all of this craziness. It's there. And I hope that these turmoils and struggles we get through as quickly as possible, so that we can get back onto the A train, or get our footing, right? Feels like you're like going down the slope and you get knocked out. So you got to get back on those skis, and you got to get down that bunny hill. Well, maybe not the bunny hill. You go down the Black Diamond Run or something like that, right? Let's get back up there and start skiing again, is all you have to do. So, but I think there's a lot of good stuff that will happen. We just have to be patient, and time will only tell. So we're gonna move that there. I think the Canadian story is not over with, though. I will tell you on that. I think a lot of significant news, like we are traditionally, like even my early high school and elementary school days, we had social studies which taught us the history of Canada, and we had a lot of political cartoons that talked about how the United States was Uncle Sam, an older, well, everybody has seen probably Uncle Sam. I mean, even in the United States, you've probably seen the old Uncle Sam with the white beard, with the top hat, with all of the maple leaf, or sorry, not maple leaf, the stars and stripe regalia, right? So we have him in our political cartoons. And then we have also in our cartoons, the UK, which is represented by Queen Victoria, usually traditionally in the cartoons. And Canada was always looked at as the young child. And I think, speaking as a Canadian, I think we are at a defining moment in our country's history at this time, where we are actually stepping out of teenagehood and into adulthood, meaning that we are stepping out of the shadow of Uncle Sam. We're stepping out of the shadow to a degree of, let's see here, of the UK in a way. And then we're going to project our own path, like a projection of diversity. Mind you, you know, there is some growing pains in there. Like we do have some people that don't like how things are going. We do have separation groups in Canada. Where's my forklift? So the Alberta Separation Group, and kind of almost like similarly, which is interesting, like the Roman Empire, where an empire separates. I think we're kind of seeing that. Oddly enough, it's like the East versus the West. And when Rome fell, the East basically had obtained a lot of the wealth historically, but then the West eventually diminished and went their own route or separated from the empire. It's kind of interesting that you see those types of parallels in the East and West relationship. So you never know. I would prefer that Canada stay together as one nation, but you know, at the same time, I do understand that there's always the possibility that maybe new opportunities might sprout out. We might have a country called Alberta. We might have a country called British Columbia. We might have a whole brand new country of like Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan all together, called, I don't know, Pow World. I don't know. So I only mention this because I do follow the some of this information online. It's I don't think people really understand the reality of it. So it's not going to be an easy thing to have happen. And it's not something that's going to happen overnight either. I think people are more, the people that run these ideas or these concepts of separation and stuff like that are more focused on, well, let's get this done with. But they don't really explain the potential realism or realistic situation. So there are situations where there will be some extreme growing pains in the beginning if a separation does pass, right? Alberta separates. There's a lot of things that can happen. One, markets may tank, companies might decide to up and leave, right? Then you've got no jobs, right? So you separated, but then everyone doesn't really understand where you stand in the world, and they just say, look, we're out of here, right? Also, some of the social benefits that you may have as being a Canadian, you may not have. Maybe your house may go. They negotiate the land agreement and you're no longer able to keep your house. You have to make a decision. Well, you said you wanted to be an Albertan, but you're in Canada, sorry. You're on our side of the border. You're out of here. You got to give up your house, right? So there's things like that. Contributions to the Canadian pension plan, other social benefits, other security options in there. The other thing is, who's going to run the new government, right? Are they going to be adequate? Are they going to know how to do things? The other factor is the international community going to accept you? So a lot of people say, well, Alberta oil has been, held back a bit. And then, or, with carbon tax and stuff like that, and landlocked to a degree. And the question is it is it just the federal government of Canada that's doing that, or is it a unknown globalized supply management model that's actually controlling it in putting it in place? So what I mean by that, you've got agreements with Saudi Arabia, the United States, EU, China, and all of that. They may have an overall plan. Well, if we have an Alberta that is able to go 100% free with supplying oil and gas and all of that, and no control measures to hold back cheap oil getting dumped onto the market, how do these other countries see it? Is it going to be competitive for them? Are they going to be able to match the same rates? Is it going to, infuriate them because Alberta is not price matching, right? You can only have so much oil put out on the market. So I have a feeling that there's an unknown supply management program put in place that controls that. And if I'm right on that, Alberta, if they want to seek a higher output, right, they may be told, no, you can't do that, right? And some of them will say, well, we're just going to do it anyways. And I say, well, if you do that, the international, you're not playing ball very nicely with the whole international community. So these are just some ideas that I had in my brain about it all. I could be wrong, but you can't have an excess amount. In any trade, if you got too much out there, you're just going to tank the market and make it unprofitable, right? That's just sort of how it works. So the numbers on that, basically, they need to get about 51% of the vote. So everybody gets to vote within the province to get this to kick off. I think when I first started hearing about it, they were at about, 15%. Now they've climbed up to about 30 or 40%. So they've nearly doubled their support. But that doesn't mean that it's actually going to happen, right? So it's all based on the signature. But I watch it because I'm concerned. At first I thought, oh, this isn't going to go anywhere. But I've seen that there's been a huge push on social media, content creators and stuff like that, constantly getting stuff out. Mainstream media doesn't cover it that well. So at the end of the day, it's the content media, content creators that seem to be the influencers, because that's what they do. As a content creator, you're supposed to influence things, right? So you've got some pretty strong content creators in the United States talking about it, shouting pro separation. Initially it was a lot of Americans. A lot of American content creators were from the MAGA crowd were saying, hey, yes, we need Alberta and Canada as the 51st state. I mean, they were pushing really hard. Oddly enough, that kicked off a lot of the Canadian content creators and the organizers that think that way to start doing it. But as you know, Trump dialed back on that. Now the American MAGA crowd, they sometimes talk about it, but they're not as aggressive as before. You start seeing the rhetoric, that they start talking about, well, Canada's too liberal, they would mess up our political system. So I've listened to it all. It's crazy. It's hilarious. So 1 minute they're like, yes, we need Canada. And then next you know it, hold on a sec, maybe we better not do that. We might not be a Republican power anymore. Because their voter status and their mentality in Canada are more liberal or social, which is true. Most of us are very social, in regards to things. So it's quite possible that it could happen. Democrats that are listening to my rant right now are saying, yes, yes, please join, please join. We need your voting support. But to be fair, I don't have any ambitions of joining the United States. I'm very proud Canadian. I do want Canada to remain together. I'm not going to go and bash Albertans that want to separate. I've listened to their concerns. I live in a Western province, and some of what they have to say is very true. I'm just hoping that maybe at the very least we will see some sort of more recognition for the West, essentially, is what I'm hoping for. Maybe have a little bit of an imbalance rectified with funding, and maybe we will see some new interesting developments. I think it'll get worked fairly well, especially if you can provide, you know, a quick short-term solution to fixing a problem instead of having a long drawn-out 60-year separation process to get what you need, right? And not all separatists have the same concept or ideology of what they want, right? Some people will say, yeah, let's become American. Some want to be their own, what do you call it? Their own country, for different reasons. Let's see, some people want to join the EU as a European Union country. So the list goes on. So there's inconsistency amongst that group at the end of the day. So we'll have to see how it all turns out and plays out. Should be pretty interesting. It's interesting for Canadian politics, is how I want to put it. I'm not sure if it's covered much in other countries. I think, you know, other countries' news agencies have probably talked about it a bit, but probably don't know that it's a pretty real big thing that's growing. And that's where I go back to what I was talking about, how I guess you could say Canada's going through puberty or something, maybe, I guess, or leaving puberty and going into adulthood or something. You know, growing pains, I guess, where we're trying to define who we are and step out on our own. Just like the King had mentioned that we're ambitious to become a recognized global superpower in the speech. So how to get there? I guess we're going to have to tread our own path and make the decision, right? So I'm excited. It'll be interesting. But I can tell you, like 10 years ago, politics and, you know, Canadian ideals haven't been as this strong. Like usually Canadian politics was very, very, you know, benign, not very heavily fused. So it's kind of interesting to finally see this. There's even content creators that actually cover the House of Commons. I mean, usually if you watched it on CPAC, traditionally it's like a snore fest. But you know, you get the right jive of politicians in there, and then you get some content creators. They get right in there and they make it interesting to watch. So I find it kind of hilarious at times. So that's the real news too, you know. Content creators are really the future. Or even now, it's not the future, it's now, really. With all sorts of things. They're the news people. Yeah, we're going to take care of these stumps here. I'm going to get that taken care of. I have to turn the game volume up because it's very low. So I had to do some logging in here. Because I've got to put a facility down to hold that aggregate. I want to give a shout out to Green Thumb Farmer. He's a modder. I think some people know who he is. I would hope. And he builds a lot of mods for the farming sim community. But he does a lot of the stuff that you have on PV maps is Green Thumb Farmer based mods, essentially. And he has a mod for storing my rock. So I can get rid of those bunkers. Those bunkers are by FS Miner. I was going to say Farm Sim Guy, but no, not Farm Sim Guy. FS Miner, sorry. And I've got a lot of aggregate to move. So we're going to put down the new facility and we're going to start filling it with material. I need to keep the material because I'm going to be backfilling this slope. It's going to be a 5-degree angle slope down here. So this is probably already at 5-degree angle. I'm probably going to cut into this mountain range too. Wait, there's some rocks over here. That's kind of interesting. I don't know how that's going to work out. I wonder if these are stationary. Well, we'll tackle that if we get there. Excavator, I'll probably be in here just kind of like grading out and chiseling this away if I need more backfill. These trees are all going to get removed. And I really do need to turn up the volume of the game. I turned it down because I was using the same audio channel as... Did I get the game up? Let's see here. I'm going to max it out. I think I got to bring it right up. I have different control settings for my headset versus to what the audio gets outputted on the stream, so. There we go. That's better. I can hear now. That way I'm not just hearing my own voice. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go put his facility down. I think that's under construction. Yeah, so this is the aerial view. I'm going to be having the railroad track probably go along the mountains. I got trees over there that I cut down. It's going to go down here. This is a long, big hill. So I'm going to have to backfill a lot just to make this a 5-degree grade, which isn't a much of an angle. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. It's going to look very weird. So it's going to be a lot of backfilling with dump truck. I thought about bulldozing, but I think I'm going to use excavator for more precision. I like to use bulldozer for projects like flattening. But if I'm doing a slope, I think I really want to use an excavator and the dump function. So we're going to do that. I'm going to be using the surveying tool as well. So just to give you guys kind of an idea of what we'll be doing. Okay, here we go. GTF, so I got that. I can put a large mining facility down like this. This is for all of the fill types, but for my purpose, I'm only playing with one fill type. So we're just going to put this in like this. I think maybe like that. There we go. And I think I'll just make a little road around or something. I'll make my road. So my rock truck is fairly large too, so I'm gonna make sure that I make it sort of wide. There we go. And I'm just going to sort of just take this and widen it. Today we're going to be doing canola harvest as well, so I have to watch my field a bit. I'm gonna just sort of spin around here. Get this all cleared out. There we go. Now that it's, you know, being sort of, I don't know, what do you call it, mulched up a bit, it might be a little bit more tricky to get the heavy weight in here. I'll be honest with you guys on that one. Like, I'm going to rut a lot more, which should be a little bit interesting when I use the rock truck, I guess. Especially when it rains too and you got like so much weight in the back. make this double wide here. I'm pretty sure I can go on that one little road, but I might use a bit of a B train transport truck too. So with a longer trailer, I need to sort of have a wider turn. I'll back this up here. And I'm not going to do the whole area because I have a feeling whatever this transforms into, it doesn't really matter. I don't really need to make it all that special. Back up. I'll make a bit of a curve here. I think that looks good. So should be interesting. That didn't take very long, did it? Oh, we're just gonna leave this guy right here. Now, how does this all fill up? I gotta go here. So I'm gonna move this guy out of the way. We got a new John Deere, by the way. So, harvester. I think I might buy the new harvester. Sell the Komatsu and try the new one out at some point on the live stream, which I think would make it interesting. There we go. All right. Let's pop in here, put some lights on. Oh, I forget. I have this odd thing with my steering column where I need the G hub up. Logitech G hub, I should say. Don't know why it's that way. It's just a little bit sensitive. Not everybody has to have it up. I think I'm just weird that way. I have a few theories. One, I've got like I have a USB card that I put in the back. Maybe that might have something to do with it because it's going through a different USB host controller. Some weird stuff. All right, but oh well. I'm able to get it to work. Probably a fresh install of Windows probably would fix it, I bet. But that's too much of a... Can I get in here? That's a bit of a chore. All right. Let's see if I can unload here. Or do I have to load this into a truck? Oh, it works. So yeah, this little mod's by Green Thumb Farmer. So thank you, Mr. Green Thumb Farmer, for your contribution to the map. I also grabbed his Nexat storage facility as well. I had some issues with it because I'm not used to all of the bells and whistles, because the shed has a ton of bells and whistles. Lights go on, the floor goes up and down, and all sorts of things. And most of it's at a click of a mouse. So if you're using like super strength and you're grabbing things, you accidentally click on a door and the door slams in your face. And so I have to get into the practice of trying things a little differently. But overall, very impressive shed, and it makes a lot of sense. So it's a safe space, a space saver, essentially. And we're going to be doing lime on the field too. Let me just double check my calendar here, because we're running out of daylight. And I'm like asking myself this question: am I missing the opportunity to cut my crop? And that's a big concern. So it's canola. So let's see here. Canola is in August. So yeah, we'll be fine. I can keep on going. My barley's already harvested. Yeah, this area will be heavily rutted, I imagine, by the time I'm done. It's gonna be crazy. But it's gonna beat having these bunkers, because I think I'll have a lot of bunkers, and if I continue to cut into material, and you know, I do need backfill. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I do need the backfill. I'm going to have lots of backfill in order to do this. So rock trucks will be going. It's be interesting if I had like a whole crew helping me. Could you imagine if I had like I had a lot of players that like playing this map, and they just joined me on this map, and we had like, I don't know, maybe a total of 10 players all in rock trucks. You know how you like, there's some phenomenal rock truck action videos in real life where you've got like 50 rock trucks just going from one end of the property to another, just moving material. And just imagine enacting that in Farming Simulator 25. You get like about maybe 10 or so players on the map joining me doing the rock truck thing. So that would be kind of cool. So this whole area, basically a full lineup of trucks of players in a loop, filling up from this station, and then pulling out, and then going to the dump site, reversing, using Terraform to dump the material to expand the slope. I mean, that would be just an amazing video right there. So I did put in the vehicle control add-on, so I do use diff locks. Let's see. Yeah, I can use diff locks. Actually, I got diff locks on now. If you need a parking brake, I'm going to tell you right now, because FS25 does not come with a parking brake. Why that is, I don't know. It's just not in there. I can't find it. If someone else finds it, well, cool. Let me know. From what I tell, there is no parking brake. Why is parking brake important? For one, especially for me, if I go on a boat, because there is boats in here, I don't want my trucks coming off the edge of the boat as I'm going down the river. So I have controllable boats on here. So that's option number one. So applying the parking brake is a great feature for that. Number two, more importantly, I like to use an excavator a lot in cab. I don't want to have my tracks kick in. So if I apply the parking brake, my tracks remain stationary, but my cab can rotate 360 left or right while I'm doing like loading actions. I usually use an excavator in a stationary fashion. I don't use it very much where I'm moving. It's impractical to use it for moving because you use up so much diesel. It's more expensive to use a track piece of equipment like an excavator by using the tracks. Excavators work far better in a stationary position. The tracks are only there to get you to move in small distances. They're not intended for you to go all throughout the whole forest to dig stuff up. I mean, you can do it. I'm just saying it's very expensive on fuel. I figured that out in Farming Simulator 22 because I was using an excavator harvester, tree harvester, and by golly, I went through the fuel quite a bit, and I said, oh, this is not practical. This is very expensive, so I am just going to put this bad boy on a stationary task. And when I started doing that, I noticed, oh, the tracks keep on turning left and right. And then someone mentioned, oh, well, use the parking brake. So I used the parking brake, and it became part of my natural behavior when it comes to running excavator. When I came to 25, I was like, dude, where's the parking brake? And nobody had an answer for me. So I was like, are you serious? There's no parking brake? I've operated an excavator. I do use parking brakes in an excavator. So it's very important. It's a number one safety rule to have a parking brake. So Farming Simulator 25 does not have a parking brake in the excavators. So I was like, wow, that's puzzling. So much for safety, right? Granted, in today's society, in cars and vehicles, maybe parking brakes aren't used as much. But every safety manual and driver test that I've ever taken has always stipulated you should always be using the parking brake. So... but I do know that there's a lot of people that just don't use it. They just, turn off the ignition and there you go, and put it in park, right? The gear shift in park. But there is a manual handbrake. So, anyways, that's my rant. So, Farming Simulator, I went on a tangent there. Now, to get back on focus, I downloaded the vehicle control add-on. There you can program a parking brake. By default, it's set to enter, which we all know turns the engine on and off. You can leave it at that, but for my intents and purposes, I decided to switch that parking brake to a different button on my, on my side panel, SciTech side panel, to make life a little easier for me. Because if I kill the power on the excavator, like hit the engine, then I can't move my cab. So I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense, so I'm going to program it for another button. So that's what I did. So now my SciTech panel has, for the first time, diff locks. Never used diff locks in Farm FS22, but with the land deformation, I thought, well, this is the opportunity to do that. And then I went ahead and programmed in the parking handbrake. So safety brake, I should probably call it. So there you go. So if you need it, it is there. So thank you for bringing the vehicle control add-on to Farming Simulator 25. I can't remember who the modder is that made that. The beauty about tangents and just getting into conversations like this is that time flies by when you're doing like tasks like this. Okay, we're gonna reverse. I'm gonna check my bridge at some point during the live stream too. I think once daylight comes, we're into July, so I'm going to put most of my focus on trying to get this material out of here. I still got more material down the mountain, so you'll see some rock truck action and Hitachi wheel loader action as well. Diff lock usage in the rock truck, I didn't really notice much of a difference, but using diff locks on this wheel loader seems to work quite a bit. So I think it's very helpful with the wheel loader. I think I'm gonna go on this side. There we go. Dump in here, but I think this roadway will get heavily rutted. Land deformation, I just love it. I think it looks amazing. Let's just back up here. Oh, I'm full. I'm completely full of rock. Doesn't take much to get 10,000 liters of product in the bucket. I'm going to lime my fields as well, so we'll play around with that. Liming, I think, was the main concern. If it's not changed that much, that's fine. I've got so much lime I don't even know what to do with, so which is fine. I've got like probably 100,000 liters of lime, I believe, or close to it, at the farm, because I took these rocks, some of these rocks, and turned it into lime. And I was initially going to like turn it all into lime, and then I thought, well, my application rate isn't going to be that much. I think 100,000 liters of lime is going to last me quite some time. There we go. So, yesterday I live streamed on Kick and Twitch exclusively, so I didn't do a YouTube live stream. I'm trying to remember why. I think I was pressed for time or something like that, and I got into testing my bots. I still got more bot work to do. That's the chat bots. And I thought, well, I'll go live to test these commands. So that's, but I didn't want to go live on YouTube. I thought, well, if I go on Kick or Twitch, all will be good. Nobody will find me over here. And the one day that I go live on Kick and Twitch, things go a little different. Well, Michael showed up and started saying hello, and then the conversation started. And then next, you know what? I got I met a cool Twitch live streamer who's got more experience on Twitch than I do, but he's new to Farming Simulator, and out of the blue, he raided my channel. So we had some conversations. He gave me some advice about my channel a bit, so which I appreciate. Made things a little bit easier and gave me a bit of perspective. Very polite individual. So went quite well. I've implemented some of his stuff into Twitch. I still got a lot of stuff to do to organize it and stuff like that. The bots are frustrating because one thing is you try to figure out what works best for you. You have to change things around, and when you change things, it sort of messes up a lot of stuff. Ideally, I'm trying to find the best bot that will facilitate what needs to be done. I'm going to test some commands out here. So we'll just see. I'm going to actually put it in all chats, because I programmed bot tricks with it. So that worked. I'll try this one. That one doesn't seem to do very well. For some reason, it's not in that chat. Let's try over here. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be behaving itself in YouTube for some reason. I guess I'll have to figure out why. Kick and Twitch seem to be fine though. So doesn't seem to play very well in YouTube Studio for some reason. I'll have to figure that out. Oh, well, actually, wait, Botrix did say something. Hanging out on Kick. So some of the Botrix stuff is going through, but not all of the commands. I'll have to figure it out or look it up. I think bots are not really that great with multi-streaming. I think that's part of the problem. Like Botrix is in the YouTube stream, but yet if I put a command through, it doesn't seem to want to cooperate. But mind you, I think because I have like stream elements in there, maybe that's the reason. Let's try Kiwi. Did I do that right? Kiwi's not working for some reason. Gee. Oh, there we go. It's working. So just a bit of a delay, so that works. So that worked. What about over here? And the chat is filling in too, so. But because I got stream elements in there, it could be competing on the commands too. So I don't know. I think eventually I'll probably pull stream elements out. Let me try Twitch. Yeah, Twitch and Kick seem to be a little bit friendlier. YouTube, it struggles. But I do have a lot more bots in YouTube, I think. So I just got some more configuration stuff I need to do, so I'll eventually do that, and then we'll have everything working the way it should at some point. So it shouldn't take me too long to get these cleared out. Then I'll delete the bunkers. That'll give me at least more space. I'll probably have cement pads left over. I guess I'll be using that for parking equipment on, I guess. Yep, so overall, really excited. I want to thank everybody that has subscribed to the channel. The support has been just crazy this past month. So I appreciate every one of you. I've met a lot of cool new people. And it's been great fun. People seem to be overly energized with content on YouTube, I guess. So, which is a good thing. And I'm trying to creep up to at least 700 subscribers. So we're getting there. Ideally, I'd like to get to like 1,000 subscribers. That's the big goal. So good momentum, good people, great help. There's a very strong sense of community, I think, amongst everybody, which I like. So coming back when I did, it seems like, wow, you know, you got some really amazing people. With that energy too, you know, it's good and motivating, because then it makes me more interested in investing into my channel more, trying new things. I get excited about trying different things. So I did take a bit of a break due to an injury. But then, you know, during that time, I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm resting and healing, and I've got ideas coming through my, whoops, my head. Is this full? I hope it's not full. Get motivated to get into developing like new routines of how you go about doing things, right? And that's something that I actually do. I have changed a few things on how I, you know, organize my content and stuff like that whenever I live stream. I still got a lot more organization to do, and I got more stuff to do, but at the same time, I want to have fun and play too, right? I want to play the game. I don't want to spend my whole time trying to make the perfect thumbnail or something like that, right? I was like, come on now, I just want to play some farm sim. I want to have some fun. I've got interesting things to do, right? Oh, we're gonna dump this here. The other thing too is I'm proud to see that there are new content creators getting into the game. It's been like crazy of how many new interesting content creators I've found, I think, in the last 3 months. And all people with, you know, similar channels to myself, you know, that are small. So it's great to see that people are taking interest in, you know, doing content creation, building communities, you know, that sort of thing. I think for me, I like to work with peers. I mean, I do know big content creators, right, that have, you know, larger channels and stuff like that. And as much as I would like to be at that level, right, I think working with and seeing other content creators that are at my level doing different things to grow and stuff like that is inspiring on its own as well. Because if you have some, it's great to know someone that's a big content creator, but at the same time, they're a big content creator, right? So how they manage their channel is going to be a little bit different than how you're going to have to strategize to get your channel up, right? So that's just how it is. And how they became a success may not necessarily be the ideal path of how you want to get your own, you know, growth success, I guess. So having other peers do their thing their way and drawing upon inspiration how you can use your own style to be a success, right? I think I got some material up here. Oh. Hello, Eric. Welcome in. We're doing some farm sim this time. Instead of, oh, Canada. Our home and native land. There we go. I was up early for that too this morning. I did have a nap today, in case people are wondering. I think I was up really early. I was up at like 5 a.m. or probably something like that, because I honestly didn't know when that was going to start. So, and then once it was over with, I went to sleep. I fell asleep. Actually, no, I did make it to my bed. I slept for 5 hours, essentially. So, after live streaming the king, it was something very big. I miss so much political stuff sometimes in the morning because it all happens in the Eastern time zone. So there was a lot of big things that happened in the morning and I missed a lot of it. But this one I was like, nope, I'm going to get it. So I was like, I get up and then finished that up, went to sleep, and then I woke up again. And then I was like, well, let's see, how do I feel, right? And I thought, can I do another live stream? And it says, yeah, there's some stuff I want to get done in Farm Sim. So here I am. Oh, please don't make a career of singing. Not even the national anthem? Darn. Okay, duly noted. I'll leave it to the professionals. So, Eric, I finally found a solution. So I talked a bit about it yesterday, and this thing, I got this from like Green Thumb Farmer, man. So I'm filling it up with rocks. I've already cleared out like I think about 3 bunkers, dumping it in here. So this is going to be my own storage. I made a little road. This is just mulched and plowed or whatever. I'm going to leave it like this because I think it's going to be a little fun using the rock truck come through here, because it's going to be like rutted and I'm going to be like bouncing left and right and all that stuff. So it's going to be a little bit of realism if I leave it plowed like this. I think the ruts are going to add some immersion to my rock truck gameplay. Instead of just coming in and painting over it, if I did that, it would be probably more solid. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'm on to my last bunker here that I have to empty out. If I had continued on, Eric, I would have had like probably this whole field full of these bunkers, like on the right. And I was like, that's impractical. I gotta find a better way. So I got this mod, so I'm gonna use it. We're mainly going to be staying here till day breaks, and once the sun comes out, we'll go and start working on the field. We'll start, working on the farm. I kind of like to do like forestry and terraforming at nighttime because the equipment has much brighter lighting, so people can at least see what's going on in the live stream fairly okay. But if I'm like in a other piece of equipment or like a tractor or something, the lights aren't that bright. So I usually field work and transport stuff to a degree maybe during the day. Oh, can you tell me, did something go wrong? Because I have pallets, so did something break? I'm getting nervous now. You said 2 things. I'm cleaning up, cleaning pallets. Update. And I was like, oh dear. My mind's like, oh dear. Is something broken that I don't know about? I have a lot of pallets on this map, so some of them are put away, some of them are just sitting out. So No, the update fixed my issues. Oh, it fixed your issues. Oh, I did not know you had a problem. Well, at least it fixed your issues. That's a good thing. There is only one issue with pallets. I had some pallets get corrupted. So it's basically, I had some chipboard, and eventually they got glitched out or something, and it was just basically the wooden pallet, and there was like 0 on the quantity. And I had quite a few pallets like that, and I ended up like, well, I'm gonna have to spawn in some pallets and sell them manually. I have a few of them on my farm, so I guess I can probably check to see if they're fixed now. Maybe they're fixed too. But most of my pallets were fine, which isn't too bad. But I had just chipboard. For some reason, chipboard was a problem. Palleted chipboard. I'm gonna go to reverse here. Let's see if we can get in here and the rest of that scooped in. There we go. Only a few more scoops and we'll be good to go. This is so heavy. Oh, darn. I got one of them pallets where I will use easy dev to delete. Oh, went out. Ah, so you got early access. Excellent. I'm gonna wait till the full version hits though. I think I'm not overly desperate for easy dev tools. I can sort of get away with power tools. But when it hits, I'll be excited. I'll be getting rid of power tools. Sorry, power tools. I wonder if it's the same thing. I wonder though. Like I said, I have a number of pallets I have to delete. I just threw them into a storage, so I made it like a garbage storage. But maybe it's the same issue. You never like power tools? Oh. Yeah, I don't like it. I prefer easy dev because I have everything in front of me and I can see it all. But I needed some of the aspects of what power tools had, so I just grunted it out. I think a lot of content creators just grunted it out, with the exception of some people just jumping into console commands. I was not interested in memorizing console commands, so I thought, well, I'll go with power tools and. But once easy dev tools comes, man, oh man, I'm telling you. Well, I use it for other things like spawning in pallets, filling trailers, going into flight mode, that sort of thing. But Easy Dev I used a lot to do my tutorial videos. So as you probably had noticed, I haven't really done a lot of any tutorial videos for Farming Simulator 25. And that's just simply because the Easy Dev tools wasn't available. So I might be more interested in doing some tutorial videos once the tool comes out. But I always find a shining light in the whole scheme of things. So even though I haven't been doing any tutorial videos, I put most of that energy into doing the YouTube shorts, just to play around with it, figure it out, try it out. And that sort of has come to be part of my routine. So I always say, well, if I have to subtract something, then I'm going to add something, right? Take the time to learn something. And that's sort of what I did. Hey, let's see if I can get that in there. Oh, no way. I got some in the corner, but I'm gonna just dump this out. But yeah, once Easy Dev Tools comes out, then I'll go into doing probably maybe some tutorial videos, perhaps. Because like you said, it's a great tool for setting up fields and doing tests and stuff like that. And I think that's one of the beauties of it. Oh, so you gotta... So you've got your own list of things to learn by the sounds of it. There. Parking brake is off. We'll just go over here. I did not know you needed to know about height. I've seen the Giants editor a bit, but that's about it. I never really played with it. I installed it and I thought, well, is this like something that I can just throw something together? And I was like, no, there's a bit of a learning curve to it. So I was like, well, one thing at a time. Maybe one day I might make a map. I think I probably would do a map. Some people have told me, said like family members have said, well, you should try making a mod, and I thought, I don't know about that. That seems to be like way too out of my scope. So I think I might start with if I do anything for creating, it'd probably be a map. I think I would enjoy the creation aspect of it, like the landscape and stuff. GKX, yo, hello, welcome in. Oh, learn the process of it. Yeah, that makes sense. Understanding the process of it is good. That way you can, I mean, from my perspective as a content creator, if I understand the process, I can educate people, or give a perspective. There's a lot of things that I've tried that it's just to test out and lightly experience, so I might not like go into super in depth, but essentially experience just enough to say that I can talk slightly on the subject to give perspective to my viewers. I have done that a few times in my lifetime. And we got stone cleanup here. Yeah, Giants editor looks pretty gnarly. So I have to say on the matter. I pretty much installed it, opened it up, and then I was like, I don't think I can even to take the chance to glimpse in it. I don't think I'm gonna go very far. So I thought, nope, I've got other things that I need to focus on at this time. So I'm still like perfecting live streaming and doing things. I have a lot of stuff that I do. I spend a lot of time researching live streaming. I mean, a lot of research. Testing out different studio tools and stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I do on my computer that I don't really share. Like I'll try different studio softwares, different plugins, different streaming tech, that sort of thing, which eats up quite a bit of my time. Video editing, new tools and updates for video editing, all sorts of things. So then you try to add something else on, it gets a little weird. Okay, I gotta take a quick break, and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Oh, learning Houdini. Oh, I've never heard of you. See what Houdini looks like. See, Houdini can refer to a few different things. There's a 3D animated software. Side FX. Oh. Bringing up images here. That almost looks like almost slightly looks like DaVinci Resolve to me, a little bit. My video editing program where you've got like so many bells and whistles that you don't know what to do with. That's crazy. It's a 3D world building tool by the looks of it. Oh, well, 3D modeling. Huh. I'll have to put a note on that and research it. Watch some YouTube videos probably on it. But I usually do. Tagging. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay, bring up my text document. Make a note. Where did I put it? Why is it not loading? Probably buried somewhere. Oh, there it is. Houdini 3D software. Yeah, maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll look at that. I'm still trying to figure out DaVinci Resolve, my video editing program. So, and they keep on coming out with new updates all the time, so I have to learn new stuff. So, it's a good product though. I had to only pay once, and I get all the updates for the video software for free. So, I wasn't interested in getting like Adobe because you have to pay a subscription. And I was like, it's not worth my time. Okay, did I clear this all out? Yeah. So some people were skeptical and said, oh no, you're probably gonna have to pay every year. But when I bought it, I think it was on DaVinci Resolve 17. And that was like, I think 2 years ago when I bought it. Now I'm up to like version 20, or version 20 is about to release. So I got the beta version of 20. So I was like, okay, so it is free, the updates. So save a lot of money. Mind you, I think some people use CapCut. I'm kind of interested in that. I'll probably have to look at that. Because I've seen some light videos on that. So maybe I might give CapCut a shot, because I think that one's free. And there's quite a few people that have made some pretty good content with it. All right. Okay, so we're going to start filling this up, but we got to go down the slope. It's we're into August. We'll wait till day breaks and then we'll start harvesting the canola. Here we are. Turn some lights on. We'll get loading the Lorak truck. This is going to be a bit tight. Gonna have to make a new V. I gotta back up. I don't want to go into the loose ground. I only have a few more trucks to do. And then the bulldozer, I have to just move along the edge. And then I'll be taking the bulldozer up to the spray wash to get it cleaned. Get this empty out. Have something listed there. That's back up here. Learned a lot from Ola Haldor. He is an awesome mentor. And is that for Houdini? I'll have to keep that in mind. As long as I can draw inspiration from someone, usually it makes it a little easier to learn something. But I think I would enjoy going the map route, I think, between either, if I had to make a choice between modding and mapping as another like contribution to farm sim, I would probably go the map route. For some reason, working with landscapes and scenery and stuff like that, I think is kind of cool. Okay, is this... oh, I made a mess. See if I can back up further. We're going to try to push this material down a bit. push this down a bit. Clean up my pile, basically, so I don't have so much of a mess everywhere. That's good. I'm gonna move the rock truck a little bit further ahead so that I can push the rest of this stuff out of the way. I spilt a bit. And then we'll push this stuff forward and we'll be good to go. Make a new berm, basically. I think I got it all, did I? Yeah, I think I did. I'm gonna park this over here. Well, that should be about another dump truck load, I think, right there. Oh, we're gonna take this haul truck. So usually this is compact and you can drive on here pretty smoothly, but driving on here can be a bit interesting. Alright, I'll put the diff locks on. It's gonna be pretty ready. There we go. Alright, where's my road? Here it is. Make our way uphill. Yeah, these stones are pretty heavy. We're going to go ahead and dump this into the green thumb storage for the stones. That should be perfectly fine. There we go. Just imagine, you know, you get like several trucks coming in like this, unloading or filling up. There we go. Off we go. Go get another load. All right, let's get in here. Yeah, I think this will be just pretty much one load, I guess. Reverse up a bit more. I'll probably have to push that stuff down this way. That's what we're going to end up doing. And then the last thing I'll need to do is two things. One, I'll have to clean up the edge of the road. And actually, I'm just going to make a new pile. Let's push the material forward. And then I'll go to the other side. I'll push that material forward. Yeah, we're doing well. There we go. Push this stuff down. Yeah, it's very uneven here. You know, I can feel it in the wheels as I'm driving over the material. So I might have to do a lot of leveling in this area, I guess. Let's just turn here. I only need about one more scoop by the looks of it. Let's push this stuff forward. Make one pile. Yeah, it's gonna turn out good. Da 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 da. See if we can get this stuff cleaned up. Come on. A little bit rutted. There you go. It definitely have to take the bulldozer over here. It's really nasty. Oh, I'll be going down the entire edge anyway, so that's all of the aggregates out of the way. Up the hill we go. Go, 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 go. There we go. And we'll head back down. Hopefully the next load will be the final load. And then all we need to do is just shore things up. We'll probably do some plowing as well to finish up plowing that field. Can I get it? Maybe it'll be 2 loads? Yeah, it's possible. I'll be coming back down for the remaining bit, I think. That's my guess anyways. I'm thinking, not sure. Having a hard time to get that stuff. That's what happens when you get like uneven cavitation in the ground textures. Makes it very difficult to pick up the material. Yeah, there's something. Yeah, not able to get into it for some reason. Let's see. Try it again. Let's see if I can get this picked up. Come on. Okay, good. I was getting concerned for a moment there. I was like, I don't know if this is going to work. And up by the slope is a bad idea too. I'm gonna move this away because it's hard to get the bucket into there. Let's push this forward. I got a wee bit. There we go. I'll just move this further away from the edge. That way I can just do a couple of scoops and then everything will be fine. dump bed work? So yeah, I'll have at least one more load to pick up. Not to say that this is a full load. This is a partial load, not a full load. There, that works. Good. I wonder if I can get all of that into one scoop. That might be one scoop right there. Might as well get it all. Did I get it all? Ha 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 ha. Perfect. Less work for me when I come back. All I have to do is just park the truck in front of the wheel loader and dump into the back of this. Quick and easy. And then all that we need to do is just shore up the rest of the stuff, really. It's all we need to do. That edge, anyways. All right, pull in here. All right. Get back on the road. Let's see, we're at almost 3 a.m. game time. Okay, now we're just gonna park this on the side of the road. Sort of out of the way. Because the next action will be the bulldozer work. I will be taking this back to the lumber mill to get it washed up, as it's definitely muddy. And then we'll probably park it. I don't think I need to do any more digging down here, so I'll probably park it up where I've been dumping the aggregate. Oh, no, that was a bit of a crash. So that's the plan. Alright, let's go and wash this guy up, or get to where we can do that. I gotta go back this way. Back to the lumber yard, get everything all shaped up. We got all that lumber to move to at some point. Alright, I'm gonna head this way. Hopefully there's no train. I did get hit by the train in my last episode. I guess I should have made a short video of that. Forgot to do that. Maybe I'll do that later. Oh. Another hit. Do you have any paper coming out? We got 2 rolls of paper. I made a lot of money off of paper. We gotta go this way. I'm gonna fill up. I'm gonna be fine. Oh, I left greenhouse down. I forgot about that. I should get that operational. I put it down as a test, really. So this is, this won't fit in here. It's not wide enough. But you can take small tractors through here, some implements, trucks. Essentially, this is more like a truck wash, really. But I wish there was a much larger version of it so I could take heavy equipment through. Okay, where's my sprayer? Oh. I'll have to wheel up a bit. But yeah, you just drive fleets of trucks right through there and poof, you got yourself all cleaned up nicely. So, but like I said, it'd be nice to have a much larger one that can fit something like this through, or combine. Let's see if I can squeeze through here. I don't know if this is gonna fit. Just barely. But just think of it, you got auto drive and you just have them just drive. You don't have to sit in the wash, it just touchless car wash just takes care of it right away. I'm not seeing the train much. I don't know. I honestly think that train was stalking me, I'm telling you. Like, it was like pretty much every turn, everywhere it comes, there, poof, it shows up. I've seen it frequently and more frequently, and I kept on saying, why? When I first started on the map, I was like, I barely saw the train, and then all of a sudden the intervals of the amount of time I started seeing it, I was like, man, I'm seeing it more and more and more, and then it started getting to become more, you know, close hits or something like that. It's a bit odd. I'm gonna park this on the cement pad right here. There we go. We're switching vehicles. We're gonna go down there because I need a tractor down there. Have to hook up my plow because I gotta finish up the plowing too. I don't know where my plow is though. I think it's over here somewhere. That works. I'm gonna park this over here. And we're just gonna make our way down. So I'm gonna do the bulldozing now. All the way along this edge, make sure it's like flat, even. Down here is not too bad, but look, there's rough spots there, and then over here we got waves in the soil. More rough spots here. And yeah, it's gonna get that all smoothed out. Some of this rough spot's not too bad, but do what we can. This thing needs cleaning. I have to. I'll still have some ridging, but that's okay. Add some character to the side of the field, but this thing ran out of grass gas, sorry. Last time I was using it. Lots of resistance. That should be a little bit better now. Should be good enough once I make my pass back, and I'll be able to jump into the tractor and square things up by doing the rest of the plowing, and we'll be good to go. This field's going to have a first planting of grass. That's what the plan is anyways. We will be having grass in this field. I missed a bit of stone. Oh well. And then once I have grass done, there will be animals will be put down here. We'll have a silage bunker to put down here as well. So few different things. Mainly animals, grass field animals, sort of thing. I missed another bunch of rock there. go down the edge again. All the way to the end. They like my second pass, basically. This will be fairly smooth, pretty much. Just ideal for smooth operations with farm equipment. And then with the grass field, I'll be able to leave the sides of the fields at my farm alone. I won't have to cut there. I'll be able to cut over here because I'll have enough material. The bale storage, I might end up moving down here too, perhaps. I figure out a way to move it closer, I guess. I've got enough room to put this on the low boy. I don't think I do. Yeah, there's no room up there. I'll have to transport this later, I guess. Take it through. This will fit through the car wash, I think. All right. I'll probably take that tractor back too, so that'll get unloaded, and then this tractor and this cat will go on to here after I deliver that to where it needs to be. But for now, I'll get back to, I guess, doing some plowing. I'm gonna do a headland. Have to line this field at some point. So yeah, this whole area basically was all trees. And then I terraformed it into what you see now, and now I'm plowing it. And then it will get planted with, well, it'll be limed, planted with grass. So we'll have a very large grass harvest. Then eventually further landscaping will be done, where I will put more, like, basically silage bunker, that sort of thing. Maybe animal pens. And then this will be turned into an agricultural area, basically. So very exciting. I did something like this in Farming Simulator 22 on PV Canyon Crossing. There was a lot. I started out on a very large forestry farm, so it was just trees, you know. I had some grass fields, and then some equipment, and then a lot of trees. So they go in there and chop it down. Terraforming eventually came out, and I was like, oh well, cool, I will just go in and start terraforming. And then I started making different fields, and yeah, it became very creative. And then here we are back again, kind of doing the same thing, but on a, well, PVRivers, a different map, and we're, well, within the same family of maps at least. And we're doing landscaping and stuff like that. There we go. With all of the plowing, I don't really see any rocks, which is kind of weird. Not really used to that. Yeah, we're gonna move the rock crusher up to the main area. I guess I should move the fuel truck up there too, I guess. And then we'll go get the low boy brought up here too. Unload the rock crusher, which makes lime. I also have the conveyor belt. I guess I should have to move up here too. Can't forget about that. I have a lot of pieces of equipment to move with the low boy. So wonder if I can fit one more thing on there. No, I don't think so. All right. Let's see how well that goes. Sun's slowly coming up. Well, let's get this off of here. Okay. I think we are now back. I hope. That was an odd hiccup. Let's see if we're back online on every platform. I'll go back into each, make sure that I'm still live streaming. That's a huge hiccup. My software froze up. I was like, oh dear, that's not good. All right, we're back on here. Pause that. Let's see if we're back on Kick. It's trying to connect to Kick. I think I'm back on Kick. Yep. Kick is back online. So there we go. I also got a follower on Kick. Who did I get? I'm gonna find it. Don't see it. Oh well. Let's see if we're back online on vertical. Yep, connection is fine. We are back on studio for. Yeah, it looks like we're back. We're back to normal. Okay, that was weird. I don't know how long I had been out for, so I apologize. A weird display crap up. Why is that showing up? Main, that's... Maybe it's the display capture that probably killed it. Let's disable. We're going to delete that source out, I think. Remove. And whatever else. I think I got one over here too somewhere. What if I hit that button? Anything happen? Nope. Yeah, I think we're back. We're back. Weird. All right. So in the meantime, I did get this up here. In case you guys are wondering. Without any issues. I just have to take my word for it. And we're going to park this front end loader over next to the other one. Now we'll get into this. I'm going to park this one on this side. Until I need it. And then we're going to reconnect the truck. I think I'm going to reboot my game. So it's acting a little bit weird here. So let's just hit save. I probably should have actually it's probably trying to render in everything. I really should have probably just, like they usually tell you, oh, you're supposed to run across the map and do all of that crazy stuff, right? And I'll be honest, I didn't do that. So I'm just going to hit save. and then we're going to reboot the game, reload it, and then I'll have at least a fresh. Something went wrong. It locked up OBS on me for some reason. I'll hit save one more time. Hit quit. We'll close the entire game out and then we'll bring it back up and then it'll be fine. Yeah, because I did the. I wonder if there's any new mods. I didn't even check for that. Latest mods. See if there's anything in here. Info extension. No, diesel production. That's a handy little one. I already got a diesel production on the map, so water, canola, sunflower, soybean. Input. And there's this guy. And then these are from a few days ago. What's this? Okay. Never seen that brand name before. Okay, we're gonna quit and we'll reload the game. And then maybe things will be a little bit smoother theme. All right, we're good to go now. Let's reload the game and hope for the best. Yeah, I should have installed the update, ran around the map, and then I should have closed out and came back in and what have you. I just jumped into playing, so my bad. Especially if there's fixes, I suppose, too, right? You know, should reboot or restart. Are you going to load up or are you just going to daydream on me? Hey, Reshade's doing some rendering here. It will be a moment. Reshade on occasion have to update from time to time. Maybe I am going to be expecting another Reshade update. All right. Let's go back in here. Mods are fine. Come on. I'm not getting the bottom bar. Feels better now. But the taskbar keeps on showing up in the wrong spot. Wonder if I can move the taskbar. Touch keyboard widgets, search box. Oh, that's not it. Automatically hide. I can always do that, but I don't like that. Alignment, center. Left. Yeah, something weird's going on. I'll try one more time, and if not, maybe I'll just call it a stream. It's pretty close to when I usually end my stream. I'll just try this one more time. You know what I could probably try? Yeah, it's still doing it. I will try launching this through the mod, the mod organize FSG tool or mod assistant. We'll see if that helps. Let's select and activate PVRivers as the map. And then we're going to launch game and see what happens, I guess. Reload. Reload. All right. Nope, it's still doing it. So, oh well. Hello, Rocket. Refresh my chat. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just call it a stream. So, taskbar keeps on showing up at the bottom, which is weird. I've seen this happen before. Usually it gets fixed if I do like a full system restart, but I think it's about 30 minutes before I end my stream anyway, so I think I'll just call it there. So have a good one, everybody, and happy farming, and we'll see you in the next one.